Hello, I'm Jim Jachetta, CEO and co-founder of VidOvation. We're here with Sapan at the Bolin Technology booth. You guys are most known for your camera solution. So what's new here at the show? What unique problems are you guys trying to solve with your cameras?
Yeah, so if anyone knows anything about Bolin Technology, we do PTZ cameras for both indoor and outdoor applications. And really, we're known a lot for our outdoor cameras that we do. But our customers always ask us, sometimes I'm indoors, sometimes I'm outdoors. I don't want to have to buy both. And that's where one of our newest products comes into picture, that is range. And as the name would suggest, it's got a range of applications behind it. It looks like an indoor camera. It would fit nicely into an indoor environment, but it also is IP65 rated. So it can move in anywhere outdoor, whether it's rain, snow, sun, anything like that. And really, week to week to week, if you're moving and you don't know where you're going to be, this is really the ideal camera for that.
So like for a production client, a rental client, I'm doing live events. Yeah. Some are in the studio, some are out in Coachella, and it could rain.
Exactly. Sometimes, you're in an indoor auditorium, and 2 weeks later in a rental, it might be going out to the middle of a football field, right? And you don't want to have different pieces of gear for that. Really, what we want to let our customers do is have one piece of equipment and let them focus on telling a better story, not necessarily how am I going to tell that story.
So how do you control these cameras? Maybe I have different flavors of Bolin cameras.
Bolin has a bunch of ways it can be controlled, but the newest way is the KBD Plus. And what KBD Plus allows you to do is decode up to 4 sources of IP onto a single controller. You have either a multi-viewer or a single view on that screen itself, so you can quickly select which camera you want to edit, adjust it, and then it also has HDMI and USB outputs. So you can go ahead and output whatever camera you're controlling or the multi-view, and it serves as a quasi-switcher in that way. Again, HDMI or through the USB output, you can do them simultaneously too. I want to point out the joystick that we have here too. It's a bit different looking than what most people think of in a PTZ joystick, and that's because we redesigned it from the ground up to be a lot more smoother to use, a lot more reliable, a lot more precise. And there's a little button at the top that people are going to wonder, well, what does that do? When that button gets toggled, it enables something that goes back to the range, which is the roll axis. So range will actually rotate up to 270 degrees. So if the camera is mounted in a weird angle, and just going back to the range, that combination of the rotating image block and the motors in here actually give it a gyroscope-like movement, so it stabilizes like a gimbal would normally. The goal with our new cameras and new equipment here is, how do I achieve more without having to lug around 10 pieces of equipment? And that's what KBD Plus allows you to do. But adding on to that is the other camera that's here, which is the R9-L420. This is an expansion of our current R9 series. It expands to a 1-inch 4K 60 image module. And one of the coolest things about it is we have dual 12G SDI outputs on here. Now, obviously, you could have the same feed going out to both, but what you could also do is crop the output. So you could have your SDI1 be your wide primary shot.
On your 4K.
Exactly. But then you can define up to 3 different cropped areas of it and output any one of those through the SDI out.
So you can punch in,
exactly,
1080p punch in wherever you predefine in that 4K image.
Yeah, and the user can move that at any point, and they can use the touchscreen to move that as well. Yeah, you get basically 2 camera angles.
Here. This is not just for you guys. I'm getting educated here as well.
You get 2 different camera angles from a single camera. Again,
maybe touch on VidOvation. Our tagline is moving video forward. So we're all about the transmission of video, moving it around. Maybe speak to some of your NDI, SRT integrations, which I think is important.
So that's one of the things with Bolin is we like to lead with real workflow solutions. Baseband workflows are still a thing that people need. So all of our cameras support, SDI, HDMI, optical SDI in a lot of our cameras, even USB and UVC. But as the world transitions to AV over IP, we've been doing that for almost a decade now of having AV over IP in our cameras. So in addition to all that, it's independent of the IP outputs the cameras can do. So NDI high bandwidth, NDI HX3, SRT, RTMP, RTSP. You can do it all simultaneously if you wanted to from our cameras, and it has that much power to give flexibility because, in a venue, you might want to use NDI, but streaming outside of the venue, you might want to use SRT, so you can use them in parallel, for example.
And these are all included. When you look at their data sheets at the bottom, there's like a laundry list of all the formats you guys support.
Exactly, and the idea is we don't want to limit what our users are able to do. Our cameras have the capability to do it. Why are we going to deny them of that? We don't like to charge extra licenses to unlock a function or you got to pay extra to get this part out of the camera when it can already do it. It's less equipment you have to carry around, less things you have to worry about going wrong. By the way, integrated mounting points, if you got like a shotgun mic or something, attach it to the side of the camera as well.
Thank you, Sapan, for sharing with us today. VidOvation is proud to represent the Bolin Technology brand. And for more information, visit bolintechnologies.com or vidovation.com. Thank you so much.